This is day 224 of Zohar Pshat. Now, I like to preface my remarks today, and I'm sure it's come up over and over again when we learn Zohar, that the Divrei Chaim, the Tzanzer Rebbe, I think it's in Ashmatas to the Parshas Vayakel, writes a very famous piece. He says you have to be very careful with Zman Hazeh, because most of the Ba'abatim and the Rabbonim are from the Erev Rav. Now, that means that the Erev Rav is alive and well in Klal Yisrael. Now, the way I think there's a very broad dichotomy between Hasidim and Misnagdim, in that, not all Hasidim, not all Misnagdim, I'm creating somewhat of a stereotype, but the Hasidim actually, you can identify people who are Erev Rav, and it's not behold, it's a trait which one finds in Bnei Yisrael, not in Bisman Hazeh, not necessarily specific individuals can be identified as Erev Rav. Everybody agrees that the characteristics of Erev Rav are extant in Am Yisrael. The question is whether they're specific individuals or it's a trends which exist in the general population. Rav Tzuriel in the Otzor Samusar, before the Sefer Beis Cheskel, has a very, very important extensive conversation about Erev Rav and Amalekim, which are the topic of the Zohar in Am Yisrael, and analyze it extensively. But for our purposes, that's enough, I think, for now. And now the Zohar is saying, okay, now let's pass forward in history to our day and age. Let's talk about Erev Rav Bisman Hazeh. Who are they, or what are they, or what is it? So the so he says that the Chaf Hamid Aleph 3, 6, 9, about 10 lines of Danim. From those who remain in the fourth Golus, no, but it's not a Golus Edom. Elaboration, Bikuma Sagi. They are, like Divrei Chaim says, they are the heads in the existence, and there are many of them. And they stand over Am Yisrael as tools of iniquity, tools of wickedness, of impropriety. I'm going to translate chomas here. I don't think it necessarily means actual theft, but it means that they are bad people or bad traits. The whole thing can be metaphorical. You don't have to say, learn the like Divrei Chaim, which seems to say that there are specific individuals. There could be a trait which many people possess, even, perhaps, especially the people who are heads, but it's not that these people have some yichus problem. People marrying to their families all the time, and consider perhaps even chashvi yichus, most of the rabbanim and the ba'abatim. But there is a tchunas hanefesh, which one has to be aware of, a characteristic to be aware of, and to try and combat. And again, even according to the Zohar Kipshuto, it can't. Nobody says that. Okay, definitely Erev don't marry that family or something of that sort. Okay, so. Mark concerning these Erev Rav in our day and age says Kimala Aretz Chamas Ibneim. The world is full of Chamas, and their account. There are all sorts of bad things happening. There's account of the Erev Rav, and they're being erased in the Kayomin. So Elaine and Amalekim, and these are the Amalekim. And again, as I mentioned, I think yesterday, the day before, according to the Gra, the Amalekim are the ones who make Riv and Machlekas. Make strife and divisiveness, and that's chunas hanefesh, or those types of people are the Erev Rav of Amalek. The next Erev Rav, Nephilim. Concerning them, it says about the original Nephilim. Elohim is supposed to Adam, the Bnei Elohim or Bnei Elokim, depending on how you understand it. So the daughters of man, Kitov was saying that they're good. The ones down here are separate derivative min from the species from the Nephilim, which are from on high. The Nephilim on high were as follows: when Kosh Baruch came to make Adam, the Amar Nasa Adam Tzamei said, "Let's make man." And Kosh Baruch wanted to make the Adam in charge of the Olam HaSayanim, and this is Nefesh HaChaim 101, right? That where we activate the Malachim. And they should be in charge of all of them. So, evidently, according to before the Chet, Adam would have been in charge not just of in an indirect way by our Torah mitzvahs, but directly by being able to command malachim. And whenever in Pekidon Ayodai, he should be in charge of all of them, and they should be in charge below him, the secondary level of officials. Governor Yosef, like by Yosef, the Itmar, concerning whom it says, Vefke Pekidim Aretz, he was the head Pekid, and there are other Pekidim underneath him. Even by the Kachgulei. So the Malachim, who eventually became the they prosecute against this. But I said, man, what is man that you should remember and give him such high and mighty office? It's going to sit him before you. Said to him, were you down here below? Down there below? Then you would sin. You would be sin even more. You couldn't resist temptation. It's like the Svarim say. The Rebbe Tzadok says the Rebbe Rabbunim was asked once, how could you expect Mashiach and Doros Achronim? Doros Hashem was such high Madrega. Mashiach didn't come. We're much lower Madrega. How can Mashiach come? So the Rebbe Rabbunim said to have answered that even though the Doros have gone down in Klape Chutz, in what they look like on the outside, in Klape Pnim, inside, our generations are greater than the previous generations. And the understanding generally is that he means that were they to be face these nisyonos which we face today, they would never be able to be nisyon. The higher they are, the mightier they fall. So we mark on that a lot, because it is a very profound idea and it has so much truth to it. And I was reading yesterday a new book called Beni Yeshiva by Rabbi Aaron Lopiansky, which he says that our nisyonos are so great that rather than getting depressed when we're neufel b'nisayon, we should be so happy, so proud of times we're oime b'nisayon, because the nisyonos we face are so much greater than the earlier generation. So he's saying to the malachim, if you were down there, you would be much worse than they are. So you would sin even more. Friend than Adam. And of course, put them in a place where this would happen to them. So they saw the Malachim saw the human women in a way in which, when in Shemaim, they have no taiva for that. They put them in a certain place, certain perspective where they would have a taiva. And they desired these women. And Kosh Baruch Hu to cause them to tumble down to below here into this world, and they are the Inun Azab Azoil. They are the Azon Azoil, and the Minai Nishmas in the Erev Rav. From them comes the Shemas Erev Rav. So the Tzutz Erev says, Perish Erev Nikol Nefilim Egin Da Pilon Kuchabichom Me'alma Da Osi, and that's the next line actually. So so there's an interesting question how exactly to read the next line, but in any event, the Minai Nishmas the Erev Rav, from them comes the Shabbos Erev Rav, not necessarily directly, obviously, but rather the damage of Shabbos. The feeling that Pilu Gamarli's nos besar Neshaya Dinu Tavan. They cause themselves to fall, and they go after the women who they saw as good. And therefore they were given. And the question was referring to Azon Azoel or the Erev Rav, but they therefore Kosh Baruch Hu caused them far from the world to come. They won't have a portion there. If you have them by Amma, and then a portion in this world. So without getting into that, how punished they actually are, the point is that the Nephilim are the Erev Rav who are licentious. And it's a characteristic of a licentiousness of pursuing taiva, which exists in Am Yisrael, or the individuals pursue taivas depending on whether we identify specific people, identify the character traits. And that's it for today.